Hi friends, hope you're having a lovely day today. I believe what often separates a pretty photo from a compelling photo is the expression that was captured in that photo. The expression of the people, of the faces, of the bodies, of cars, of anything moving, anything non-moving. Expressions are hugely important, up there with lighting and with composition. One extremely prominent expression in street photography especially is the stride. This is the positioning of the legs as a person walks or moves or what have you. In terms of walking, it's generally regarded that the best way to capture a stride is what you would call a V, or really a triangle, an A, without a cross section thing. Although there are other ways to capture a person walking, this is a good general guideline. With this V, you feel a sense of movement. You feel a sense of symmetry. It's pleasing to the eye. You feel like the person's going somewhere. It feels nice. Like I said, there are numerous ways to capture a person walking, but I bypass many a street photo because the expression of the legs and the body is just not engaging. Now, there are always interesting ways you can go with a stride. Take this dramatic jumping expression, or running, where you generally want to get both of the feet off the ground, or these photos by Henri-Cartier, where you, once again, have kids running, both feet off the ground. Interesting foreground and background elements, obviously, to complement it. And then you have this girl who sort of breaks the rule completely, but what you end up with is a pleasing effect because you have a straight line going up through her body, through her front foot and through her back foot. You have an interesting diagonal line, and what you end up with is an extremely beautiful photo that disregards the V guideline completely. Using background and foreground elements thoughtfully can also lead to a more pleasing photo. Take this photo by Eric Kim. You have a very minimalistic background. You have this man doing his V stride or triangle stride. He has an interesting body pose overall. And then in the foreground, you have these symmetrical elements, these escalator railways. And then on either side, you have a window which creates reflections, which turns him into three people. And threes in street photography, I don't know if you know, is always a good thing. So overall, this is an extremely pleasing photo, and it would have been a lot different if he didn't think about these elements in the way that he did. Also, it must be noted how beautiful it is that the two reflected men are walking the opposite direction of the real man. Eric Kim is a beast. Now let's talk about skateboarders. Specifically the same type of shot that we spoke about in the last scenario, this side profile type of shot. Generally with skateboarders, it's good to capture a bit more of a Z than a V. This sideways SZ type thing where their legs are nice and sprawled out in perfect angles. Different versions of this expression offers different feelings. So this photo, for example, you feel like the person is flying. You feel like he's putting his heart into it, and he's soaring through the streets. In this one, you feel like he's cruising a bit more. He's kind of going about his way. He's got some speed. He's moving along. This uphill, so it feels a bit more like he's pushing himself. There's this to it, as opposed to this photo where he's clearly about to run into a car because he's going faster than all of them. These expressions offer different things, and bad expressions offer unintriguing results. Here's an interesting example. Here you have a beautifully symmetrical photo with two people swinging on a swing set. One person is flying backwards, the other person is flying forwards. The person flying forwards is pulling up to them, I guess, down on their bars to the bars, strings, swing strings, their swing strings to come back down so that they don't kill themselves. Or that's what we naturally do as humans on a swing set. The other person is pulling the opposite direction. You have a beautiful sense of symmetry. You have a beautiful sense of expression from them overall, but I specifically want to pay attention to the legs. I would argue that this would be a less compelling photo if the legs were intersecting each other on either side. The fact that you have separation, different separation, they're not perfectly equal, they're different. The way that their legs land gives this feeling of elegantness and fluidness. It's intriguing. So the concept that I would hope that you would take from this video is to, when you get out there, shoot intentionally with these expressions in mind, and then come home or coffee shop, wherever you end up, and edit just as intentionally with these expressions in mind. What do your expressions say? What do they feel? What do they evoke? And always continue to grow. I would love to hear your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.